Hello there folks, welcome back. I'm Ricky Tran with Cutlery and More, and today we are talking about hand sharpeners. That's right, it's something that everybody needs to do, but there's just so much information out there that finding the right tool for sharpening your knives can be quite confusing. So today we're going to just break it down to you, show you guys exactly how hand sharpeners are used, why they're used, and what benefits to having one in your home. So today we have three sharpeners by Wüsthof, and the first one here is your dual stage sharpener for your European knives. The second one here is a dual stage sharpener for your Asian knives. Now the next sharpener that we have here is called a 4-stage sharpener. Now the name can be a little confusing because it can imply that your knives will go through 4 stages of sharpening. However, it really is a dual stage sharpener. You actually have the Asian sharpener on one side and the European sharpener on the other. So you have 2 in 1 for this unit here. So even though it is called a 4-stage sharpener, keep in mind you're really only going to sharpen your knives on 2 stages at any given time. So before we actually get to the sharpening portion of this video, I want to talk about why these are becoming very popular in many households. Now, one of the reasons why these are so popular these days is because they are very easy to use. You can literally just pick one up and within a few seconds of reading the instructions, you will be considered a professional. You do not have to figure out any angles, any pressure. You literally just have to draw your knife in one direction and that is it. So as parents, we do everything we can to keep our kids safe in the kitchen and around our home. So to have a tool in there that can sharpen your knives properly without putting your kids in danger if they were to get a hold on one of these, it's a really good thing. They can drop it, they can play with it. It really wouldn't damage anything. The cutting blades on these sharpeners are permanently set and you really can't damage them in any way. You can drop this thing as many times as you want and your blades will always be intact. So to me as a parent, having a hand sharpener that is safe, that is robust is very important. So in addition to giving your knives a very good edge, these are very affordable. These 2 units here on my right are $19.95 and the 4-stage sharpener here on my left is $29.95. As knife lovers and enthusiasts and those who just simply love to cook, we spend hundreds of dollars on our knives and sometimes we forget the simplest things such as picking up a simple hand sharpener or buying a good cutting board to prepare our food on. So today we are going to go over the mechanics of how a hand sharpener works and how to most efficiently sharpen your knives with it. So with a well-designed sharpener, your hands are always protected. You are never putting your fingers in the path of your cutting edge, which is very crucial in my opinion. So with this universal sharpener here, we simply place it either at an angle or you can place it perpendicular to you. It doesn't really matter. The key thing is you have it on a base of some sort. You never want to hold your sharpeners. Now all of the Wüsthof hand sharpeners come with a flat base with a rubber bottom that actually gives you good support and grip when you're putting it on your cutting board or on your countertop. Now we have all seen people sharpen their knives this way. They have their hand sharpeners in their hands and they draw their knives across the cutting blades. That's fine. However, Wüsthof recommends that you place your sharpener on a sturdy platform such as a table or a cutting board so that you can have the most perfect and consistent edge possible. By doing it this way, you maintain a very consistent angle and also you don't risk the knife tilting at any time during the sharpening and you actually will ruin your edge that way. So by keeping a firm grip on the sharpener while drawing the blade at a perpendicular angle in one direction, it will help maintain a great sharpening angle. Now Wüsthof recommends that you put moderate pressure on the knife as you're drawing it through the sharpener. What that really means is maybe pretend that you are cutting a steak or if you're cutting some sort of meat. Now the key thing is drawing your knife from the heel to the tip in one smooth motion. You don't want to hesitate. You don't want to try to seesaw your way through. You simply want to draw in one direction from heel to tip. That's the best way to actually sharpen your knives on a hand sharpener. This sort of a sharpening is only required to be done every 3 to 4 days to maybe once a week. If you do it every 3 to 4 days or once a week, you can just hop onto the fine section and just sharpen your knives that way. Now, in terms of how many strokes it takes to get your knife sharp, it really depends on your knife's edge. If you're going every 3 to 4 days and you're sharpening this knife regularly, maybe 12 strokes at the most on the fine will do it for you. If your knife is requiring more than 12 strokes to actually get sharp, you should probably start on the coarse, maybe 5 or 6 strokes, and then move up to the fine. There's really no science there. It really just takes time to actually learn your knife and learn the sharpener. The key thing to getting a good sharpening with the hand sharpener is 1, having a very stable platform to actually sharpen on. 2, having a firm grip on the actual sharpener, and 3, maintaining a very consistent pull from your heel to your tip. Now, if you can remember those 3 steps and apply moderate pressure while you're sharpening, you will achieve a great edge. Alright, so that was about a dozen strokes or so. So let's do a really quick cut test here and see how we did. Alright, so we have some magazine paper here, and magazine paper is considered pretty hard to cut by most standards. So this is the knife just drawn on the hand sharpening here, and this is all we have. You can see there, it is razor sharp. Very impressive. Yeah, little tiny. This, if your knife can do this with just a few strokes, you've got a great knife. So here's another test that we can do. If you're not happy that your knife can cut paper like this, you can take that paper and fold it. And without actually putting a crease on the paper, you simply just fold it and very relaxed, okay? And if you can cut that way, then you know that you have a great edge on your knife. So here we are. So that is extremely difficult to do, that first cut there. If your knife can do that, you've got a great edge. So if you can remember the simple steps of putting the sharpener on a sturdy base, putting a firm grip on the sharpener, drawing your knife at a 90-degree angle in one direction, and apply moderate pressure while you're doing it, you can achieve the exact same edge as I did on